I made my first $1 million over 10 years ago, and countless millions of dollars since. Now, let me tell you a secret. The first step on the path to making money is understanding what money is in these ways. Money as time, money as effort, or money as power. Most people make this big mistake of thinking of money as numbers. Numbers in a bank account, numbers of pieces of paper, numbers of coins, etc. And here's where most people get trapped even deeper. They think money is scarce. They believe there's only so much to go around, that if someone else is getting rich, that means there's less for them. This is a scarcity mindset and the foundation of poverty consciousness. Money is not scarce. Value creation is infinite. Every time someone solves a problem, creates convenience, or eliminates friction from someone else's life, new value is born into the world. And money is simply the measurement tool for that value. Think about this. When you save someone an hour of their time, you've created an hour of value that didn't exist before. When you solve a problem that's costing someone stress, sleep, or energy, you've literally manufactured value from nothing but insight and action. So this is why the wealthy think in terms of value creation, while the poor think in terms of resource hoarding. And let's elevate. Let's take money as time. And if you thought, yeah, I know, how much money can I trade for time? Congratulations, you have a craftsman, farmer, working class brain. And you're still stuck in 3D and a lacking state of being. So let's take this into 4 dimensions. When it comes to the money and time relationship, there's another axis, and that is give and take. You are on the take axis if you believe in money and time's relationship in that manner. Like, how much time will it take to make X amount of money? And side note, there's always a balance. So if you are taking, you will be taken from and losing, and vice versa. And here's what separates the wealthy from the working class. Wealthy people don't trade their time for money. They trade their insight for leverage over other people's time. A millionaire doesn't mow lawns. They create a system where 100 people mow lawns, and they take a percentage. They've moved from trading their time to organizing and leveraging other people's time. Conversely, you're in an abundant state of being when you understand time and money's relationship on the give axis. So here's a better perspective and understanding. How much time are you saving others? If you have the craft, farmer, working class brain, ask yourself, how much time can you save someone else? Mowing lawns is a simple example. Carpentry, cleaning, upkeep, generating leads, growing someone's following, creating systems that run without their constant attention. And again, as there is balance, when you are giving, you are given too. And here's the multiplication effect. When you save someone time, they value that saved time at their hourly rate, not yours. If you make $20 an hour and save someone who makes $200 an hour, 1 hour of their time, they'll happily pay you $50 to $100 for that service because it's still a massive win for them. And let's look at money as effort. Most people think, how much effort do I need to put in to make money? That's the wrong question. The right question is, how can I make my effort scale infinitely? Physical effort doesn't scale. If you dig ditches, you can only dig so many ditches per day. But mental effort, creating systems, solving problems, building processes, that scales infinitely. Write one piece of software that saves 1,000 people time, and you're multiplying your effect by 1,000. And this is why the wealthy focus obsessively on systems, automation, and delegation. They're not lazy, it's just strategic. Every successful person I know asks themselves daily, what am I doing that someone else could do cheaper, faster, or better? And then they systematically remove themselves from those activities. The effort equation changes completely when you realize that your highest value isn't in your muscles or even in your time. It's in your ability to see solutions for others who can't see it for themselves. Organize resources to implement those solutions. That's how you win. And here's where we get into a deeper level. Money as power, how I see it. And I don't mean power in some evil, manipulative way. I mean power in the physics sense, the ability to make things happen, to bend reality to your will, and to turn ideas into physical manifestations. Money is an abstraction of power. When you have money, You have the power to get someone to build you a house without you knowing construction. You have the power to travel anywhere in the world without being a pilot. You have the power to access any information without being a researcher. Money abstracts away the complexity of direct bartering and coordination. And here's what most people miss. You don't need money to access power. You need to understand what power actually is. Power is influence. Power is the ability to coordinate resources. Power is the ability to see what others can't see and communicate that vision clearly enough that others act on it. The flow of money. So first tip, when there's a give and a take, adjust your thinking to be aligned with what is being given. It's just the other side of the trade-off. The direction of flow of money matters more than the amount. Most people are focused on obstacles between them and the money. But money isn't the goal, money is the tool. Some people think they want money, but they really want what money can buy. Freedom, security, options, experience, and impact. There are millions of ways to get those things, many of which don't require traditional making money. And the wealthy understand that money flows towards value creation, problem solving, and convenience generation. So instead of asking, how can I make money? They ask, what problems can I solve? Instead of, how can I get rich? They ask, how can I become more valuable? And here's an advanced concept. Understanding money itself as an abstraction, not numbers. Money is an abstraction, like I said, of power. When you say, how can I get someone to do this for me? And money is an abstraction of time when you ask, how can I save myself years of learning by hiring someone who already knows? Money is an abstraction of effort when you ask, how can I build myself a house without learning construction, plumbing, electrical work, etc.? And when you truly understand this, you realize that money is just a coordination mechanism. It's a way for society to keep track of who's creating value for whom. The people who create the most value, who solve the biggest problems for the most people, naturally accumulate the most money because money flows towards value creation like water flows downhill. And there are different levels to money understanding. Level 1, money as survival. Quote, I need money to eat and have shelter. This is where most people start, and unfortunately, many people never leave this level. Level 2, money as security. Quote, I need money saved so I feel safe. End quote, and I hear this a lot, which is better than survival, but still based in fear and scarcity. And then we can look at money as freedom. Money gives me options and choices. This is where people start to understand money as a tool rather than a goal. And money as power. Money lets me make things happen, coordinate resources, and turn ideas into reality. This is where entrepreneurial thinking begins. And money is energy. It's just energy flowing through systems, and you can position yourself in that flow. This is where true wealth consciousness begins. Money as measurement, level 6. So money is just how society measures the value I'm creating. This is master level thinking. And the people who operate at level 6 don't chase money, money chases them, because they're focused on creating value. That money becomes a natural byproduct of activities. And here's a practical application. So how do you apply this? Start by shifting your questions. Instead of asking, how can I make money? Ask, what problems can I solve? Instead of, what's the easiest way to get rich? Ask, how can I become more valuable? Instead of, how much can I change? How much value can I create? Instead of, how can I save money? How can I increase my earning capacity? And remember, in any transaction, both parties should feel like they're getting a good deal. If you're selling a time-saving service to busy executives, they should feel like they're getting a steal because their time is worth so much more than what they're paying you. And you should feel great because you're earning multiples of what you could earn trading time directly, like in a job. This is the abundance mindset in action. Everyone wins when value flows freely. So when you truly internalize these concepts, something amazing happens. You stop being desperate for money. Desperation repels opportunities. It repels them. Confidence and value creation attract it like a magnet. You start to see opportunities everywhere because you're not looking for get rich quick schemes or, just how can I get my next meal? You're looking for problems to solve, inefficiencies to eliminate, and ways to make other people's lives better. And when you do that consistently, money becomes inevitable. The secret isn't some magic formula or hidden technique. The secret is in fundamentally shifting how you think about money, from a scarce resource to be hoarded to a flow of energy that measures value creation. So stay blessed, stay prosperous, and remember, you don't find money, money finds value creators. So focus on becoming someone who creates massive value and watch how the universe responds. Stay tuned for more.